Hi everybody, my name is Casey and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As you can see, we are having a little flyover view right now. This is actually of my current island, Wildflower. I'm going to be doing a island tour of Wildflower today. So I wanted to show you all the flyover because I worked really hard on it and I'm really happy with how it turned out. But we are back at the airport now, so here is my airport. It is a yellow one, and then there is my island flag. I had it done by my friend Meow Bay Crossing. So other than that, I am just gonna go ahead and open up the map. Alright, so here is my map. So the villagers I have are Ozzy, Melba, Flurry, Murphy, Callie, Freckles, Henry, Tammy, Daisy, and Chelsea. And like I had mentioned in a couple of my videos, I wanted to have the two river mouths connecting on this island, so I was able to do that thankfully. But let's go ahead and head towards my entrance. So this was the first island entrance that I did where I actually liked it like right after I built it, and I didn't end up changing it like 15,000 times. So as you can see, I have a lot of different colored flowers here. The green, orange, yellow, white, and pink flowers are kind of bringing in some elements of spring core, and then I'm using some similar colors with the custom codes on the floor. But if we go ahead and head to the right, I have this diagonal Zen bridge right here, which will show you a little painting area on the left side of it. And if we continue and hop across this little pond right here, this is where I have my resident services. And then to the left, I have all of the gifts laid out that will be in my dream address. There's also a ladder, but I don't think you'll actually need the ladder. But hey, if you want to go and explore some cliffs, be my guest. And this is my Able sisters, if I could just get Harv out of the way. So this was, I think, the first build I did on this island, and I placed it next to resident services because I felt like I haven't seen that very often, and I've never done that on one of my islands, so I wanted to switch it up a little bit. And then I also wanted to put kind of like an outdoor sewing area in front, so it could kind of be like the Able sisters are coming out on a little break and maybe trying to take in some inspiration from the island into their designs. And then I just have a couple small little areas on the side over here. I also put that little teddy bear with the sewing machine right there because it's kind of like he's making a little shirt or, you know, whatever. But let's go ahead and cross that little pond right here. So right here I have a transition area that will lead up into my land bridge. I really wanted this area to have a very like natural like spring core forest vibe, and it kind of reminds me of a place in Colorado where I went hiking. But on the land bridge itself, I made a little picnic area because in case, you know, you're tired of hiking, you can just kind of relax right there. And then if we continue along the land bridge, it is terraformed on each side of it, and it will eventually lead us to Murphy's house. So Murphy's house was the original inspiration for this land bridge. I just feel like the exterior colors of his house really give me that like kind of cabin in the woods vibe. So that's why I placed him at the end of the land bridge. And if we go ahead up this incline, this is Henry's house. I love the colors of Henry's house, the green, dark yellow, and kind of like orange color of the door really remind me of spring core, so I brought in those same colors with the flowers in his yard. And then if we hop across this little river right here, I made a little kind of like park or like swinging area, picnic area, whatever you wanted to call it. I really wanted to have a little seating area on top of this cliff here, and I wanted to make sure I was able to incorporate some waterscaping as well on a lot of my second level cliffs for this island, because for whatever reason I didn't do that a lot on my old island, so that is why I made sure to incorporate it for Wildflower. And then I have another little resting area right there, and then this little path leads to a little reading nook on the side of this cliff right here for either Henry or Callie. And then look at, we have little Melba doing some yoga outside in Callie's yard. So I really loved building Callie's yard. I love all the colors of the flowers in her yard, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I feel like it really kind of represents Callie as a whole. And then if we go over here, this is one of my favorite little seating areas I did. And I just like it because this is kind of when I started to do the vintagecore aesthetic or theme. I'm using a lot of neutral items and custom codes on the items themselves. So this is kind of what really inspired me to try the whole vintagecore aesthetic. And then just kind of working off of that vintagecore aesthetic from Callie's house, I brought it over into my nooks area. So I kept the design, it's pretty simple. I mean, I have, you know, some items around nooks, but I just made a little picnic area, and then those standee stalls are supposed to be like a little nook shopping cart, like an outdoor shopping center or whatever you want to call it, maybe like a little pop-up shop. So yeah, that is my nooks. And then if we continue on this way, this is Tammy's house. I kept her yard really simple because it leads into this transition area right here. I don't know why, but for whatever reason, this area took me so long to build, but when I decided to put these two little double bridges here, I was really happy with how it ended up looking. And so I am going to go ahead and hop off here and show you all Blather's tent. So I've obviously kept him in a tent. You just do that by not donating anything to him. And I have a speed build for this on my channel, so I will link that in a card above if you're interested in watching. But I mainly just gave him this big study area back here while trying to incorporate some spring core elements. And then I also wanted him to have a bunch of little micro seating or studying areas around the museum. And then if we just follow this little log plank path, it will lead you up here, which is Daisy's house. So for Daisy's yard, I decided to give her a little flower shop. I just felt the standee designs, like the flower shop standee designs, matched her house nicely, and then I just kind of filled in the rest of her yard with some flowers and just some kind of like simple decor. I'm tried to incorporate some like light blue items like those little Mary Janes and the star fragments to try and match the color of her door. And then if we head back here, this is a little sunken waterfall I did. So this was, I think, the first like kind of semi-bigger waterscaping project I did on Wildflower. I'm really happy with how it ended up turning out. And so I like to just come here and just kind of chill with my little cat friend down there. But if we head behind Daisy's house, this is a little transition area that will lead you to just kind of like some cliffside camping right here. I try to keep that design kind of simple. And then if we go across here, this will lead us to Melba's house. So I also have a speed build for this. I don't know why, but this area took me so long. I think it's because it's such a large space of land. It was mainly just the right side of her house as far as like the decorating goes that took me the longest, and then the left side I just gave her like a cute little garden because I feel like a lot of the colors of the flowers here match the exterior of her house and really fit in nicely with the spring core theme that I have. And so if we head on out of her garden and we take a right and then a left, this is Ozzy's house. So I wanted to put Ozzy right by Melba, and I like the exterior of his house. I tried to incorporate the color of the roof with the custom code that I have on the hammock, and then the door color with the portable record player. It's like white and orange. So this was actually one of the last builds I did on Wildflower. So for it being my last build, I'm really quite impressed with myself for being able to still have the motivation to continue designing, because normally by the end of my islands I just get really kind of burnt out. But this build in this area came together quite nicely, so I'm really happy with that. And then if we head back down this incline and go down this next little incline, this is my secret beach. So I wanted to switch it up for my secret beach. I dedicated a lot of space to this. Well, not a lot, but a good amount. And I wanted to use these sculptures. So it's like, a little secret garden that leads you down to the secret beach. And then over here, I just added a little fishing area for my beach rocks. I honestly had no idea what to put there, so I just made a little fishing area. And then we have a flower shop back there. And I'm going to be picking up some seashells along the way if I see them, because I will actually be uploading my dream address right after I film this island tour. So if you see me picking them up, that is why. But anyways, if we continue along the beach here, I have a little jewelry shop. So the nuptial ring pillow is what inspired me to create that jewelry shop. And then on the beach rocks here, I have a little picnic area and then a little star fragments research center. So yeah, that's how I decorated those beach rocks. And then here I just have my pier. So I just made it kind of like a little post office or like love letter writing area. I wasn't exactly sure what to do for my beach, so I just kind of threw some items together and it luckily worked out. And then as we go along here, I have a little wedding party picnic area right here surrounded by flowers. I really was so inspired to do this build, so this is another one of my favorite areas on my island. And then here we have a little beachside campsite. So I'm really pleased I was able to end up decorating all of my beaches on Wildflower. I also have all of my interiors of my house decorated. I don't think I'm going to show them in this tour because it would just take, I think, way too long, but like I mentioned earlier, I will have the dream address in the description, so definitely check that out. And then over here, we have a little strawberry stand. I put it right next to the beach because I just like envisioned, like, if I were on an island in real life, I could just picture a strawberry stand being right by the beach. So I use those pretty little strawberry flags on the ground right there as like a little gate. And then if we go over here, we have Flurry's house. I love her house. I gave her a little ice cream shop with the standees back there. And then I just kind of filled in the rest of this area with some pink and green flowers. And then I used that new bunny day tree back there. I really like that item, and that's kind of what inspired me to use all of these different colored flowers and items for this area. And I also was able to incorporate the bunny day basket back here on the Zen cushions. And then I just kind of filled in the rest with some custom codes. But if we go ahead and go over this diagonal bridge, this is the next area that I'm going to show you is one of my favorite areas on my island. So my river mouth is down here, but I terraformed all of these little waterways and I made little picnic or like seating areas on all of them. So that took me quite a lot of time to do, but I like how it turned out. It's just unfortunate because it's really hard to get a good picture of this area, but I will give you all a little walkthrough. So here I have a little sewing area, and then to the left I have a little letter writing area. And then if we go ahead over here, I have a little place where you can work on the typewriter, maybe write some letters. And then back here, I just have a little seating area that's right back where my museum is, kind of. And then we are kind of right back where we started by Daisy's house in the sunken waterfalls. So I'm going to go ahead and hop over here and show you all this little wedding area I made. So I took this design right here and I kind of just ran with it because I really like how the nuptial bell looks back there. And then I decided to go ahead, because I already had this area like planned out, I decided to extend this design down onto my beach. And I talked about that in one of my videos for like the beach design ideas, is taking a design that you have on your island and extending it down to the beach. So this can kind of just be like a little beach picnic area after a wedding. Like I would love to have a wedding and then just have like a little party on the beach like this, like very like mellow and like boho. So yeah, that's one of my other beaches right here. So now I'm gonna go ahead and head to the left, and we are actually back at my entrance. I just really have to show you all the left side of my island now. So this was one of the final areas I did on Wildflower, this beach area right here. I just added some of those swing standee designs. I really like how the swing has that kind of like pink reddish cushion on it, and I like how it's like a little like basket chair swing. I don't know the proper name, but I just think that's really cute, and it really fits in with the spring core theme. And then I use that boat code and the little ducky codes. And then if we go over here, I have another just little picnic area on the beach here. I tried to use some different colored items with the like green garden wagon, and then the festival, I can't remember what is that called? The flag? I'm drawing a blank, but that little item back there, the flag looking thing. But if we go up here, this is a little book cafe I made. So I found those really cute standee design codes, and then I just put those like little libraries behind it. Bookshelves. I don't know why I call them libraries, but those little bookshelves behind it, I thought those looked really cute together. And then if we head on over this way, here is another little writing area right here. And then I have like a little bakery to the right over here. And then if we continue on back here, we have my peninsula. So I recently just did a speed build for my peninsula and where I put my campsite on it. So if you're interested in that, I will link that in the card above. I tried to make my campsite look as natural as possible, and I still wanted to be able to incorporate the spring core elements, so that's why I'm using a lot of yellow and green items and the customization of those items. And then behind here, I just have like a little seating area on this like little small section of the beach. And then if we go over here, this is my favorite transition area on my island. I also have a speed build I did for that, so I will link that above if you are interested. I just am really pleased with how this turned out because it's such a large area, and I'm really happy that the pathing looks okay, and I don't know, I'm really pleased with how that looks. And then this actually leads into another little transition area. I'll just show you this little section on the beach right here. It's just kind of like a cozy little picnic area. And then if we head through here, this is a pathway that will actually be leading to my house. So this build took me forever. I have it recorded. I'm not sure if I'm going to release it as a speed build just because it's going to probably be really, really long. But if that is something that you're interested in, let me know in the comments and I will definitely do that. And then if we head back here, these are my beach rocks. I just did like a little cozy seating area. So I think there's just one other spot I still have left to show you all, and that is going to be an area that was right next to my campsite. So I'm going to just take this land bridge to go ahead and get back down here and then go back through both of these little transition areas. But the last spot that I wanted to show you all is Freckles and Chelsea's yard. I put their houses right next to each other because they're similar in color. And for Chelsea's yard, I tried to incorporate a lot of like pink and red colors. And then I also just gave Chelsea this little writing area in the back here. I see her all the time eating a donut and sitting on that chair, and it's so cute. But for Freckles' yard, this was another one of the first speed builds I did. I will link that above. I gave her a little bakery. I just thought that the pink color of that standee matched her roof really nicely. So yeah, you guys, I think that has been my whole island aside from the interiors. So I'm going to just go grab a seat at the entrance. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to everybody who has made it this far into the video. I am doing a giveaway on my Instagram, so if you are interested in that, be sure to check out my Instagram. It's the same at Casey Crossing. But thank you guys so much for following me along on this journey with this island Wildflower. It has been such an amazing time to be able to create content based off of my island and also branch off and do island tours. So I just wanted you all to know I love you and I appreciate you so much, and thank you for being there every step of the way. I can't wait to see what my next island has in store. If you enjoy content like this and want to see more of it, be sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel. But other than that, I hope you all have a lovely rest of your day. And like always, I will see you in the next one. Bye.